what's up? It's Full Metal Jackie for Metal Edge TV. When it comes to defying genres and pushing the boundaries of metal, the first band that comes to mind for me is Meshuggah. Each record of theirs takes us on a whole new journey. And tonight on my radio show here in Los Angeles, Chaos, we're going to be hanging out with Meshuggah and premiering their brand new song, Bleed, and checking out what's going on with Meshuggah. Very honored this evening to be blessed by the presence of Swedish math metal kings. They don't like it when I call them that, but Meshuggah. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thanks.
See, now they're bummed. That's starting off the interview.
Yeah, you started it, though.
Introduce yourself, guys.
I'm Thomas, drummer for Meshuggah.
I'm Martin. I play guitar.
If you want to describe the new record to somebody, how would you, like, as opposed to like previous Meshuggah records?
Aggressive, progressive music. If you want to like put it in a genre like that, like I started laughing earlier because you said math metal, and that's not really a term that we use for our own music. This is kind of weird.
I always wondered about that, like if that's insulting to you guys when you hear people say that.
No, not insulting in any way. It's just kind of funny.
We've been doing some trippy stuff on the last couple of albums, long chunks of music, and sort of like a weird soundtrack feel to it, almost. Now when we've experimented with that a bit, it feels like we've gone back to a more normal song format.
Like these are all their own songs, but there seems to be there's some sort of theme throughout the whole entire record.
What we aimed for was to get an album where every song would have an identity of its own, but still belong to the same cluster, which is kind of hard, but we aimed for it. I hope we succeeded.
Meshuggah's been around for a lot of years now. Could you tell us sort of about how the band was formed and how it evolved to where you guys are today?
It was a slow process for us. Like with the first few albums, we released the first album in '91, and of course it was a slow process, and we've just kept at it.
And I've always been intrigued by Meshuggah. I mean, your records are all so different. There is always when you hear a Meshuggah song, even if you don't know what record it's from, you're like, oh, it's got to be Meshuggah. I mean, you guys have your own style. And it's just so different from everything else. And I've always wondered about how you get your inspiration for your music.
From a musical standpoint, what inspires us most is actually being in the process of making music. You listen to what the other guys do, and you're so focused on that. But everything you go through as a person, everything you read, everything you watch that you like, affects the outcome of what you try to do.
How do you guys feel about touring in the States? I suppose I'm sure you've done a ton of touring the European metal festivals.
Actually, we've toured more in the States than we have on the European side.
Lately, anyway.
Yeah, at least since 2000.
How does it compare to touring in Europe?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a big difference just for the sheer reason that you're in the same country the whole time with the same culture and the same people, even though it differs, of course, a bit from city to city. But in Europe, it's real diverse. Like one day you're in one country with a certain amount of cultural traditions or whatever, and it's the day after you have another language and another people.
Meshuggah's actually getting ready to go out on tour with Ministry and just occurred to me today. I thought it was a See You Later tour. It's the See You Later tour. Get it? Zen. See You Later. Anyway,